Hello, welcome to episode 5 in the 5 Minutes at the Piano playlist, looking at chord progressions today. Hope you've enjoyed part 1, 2, 3 and 4. A chord progression is a chord, which is at least 3 notes played together, based on the notes of a major scale. In other words, you choose the key that you want to be in. We'll start on the key of F today. I'm not going to use C all the time. So on the key of F. So you know the major scale of F from previous videos, and you of course know the major and the minor triads from another previous video. And the idea is that from these 7 notes, in whatever the key is, you play a chord. Now there are rules about what chord types should be played on each note, based on each note, but that's for a future video. For now we're just going to use major and minor triads to practice playing them in a sequence, in a progression. And one of the most common progressions is a 1-4-5. And that simply means that you play a major triad, but we're going to do it with minors as well. We're going to mix and match to make it into an exercise. You're going to play the 1, 4 and 5 as a major triad. So 1 is F itself. So you can mess around with that. You can put some rhythm to it. I'll talk about that in a minute. You can do a bit of a moving, walking bass. But basically you're just going to play that with both hands. Count to 4, and you can bounce from the little finger, kind of thing. Move it around, but just get used to it. But you have to understand in your mind that you're playing chord 1, and you write these in Roman numerals, so that would be a capital I. And I say capital for a reason, you'll find out in a moment. Now what's 4 in the key of F? So you know B flat's major scale. You know the 1, 3 and 5, so you know the major triad. So you're going to play those notes, and notice that the F is actually, it appears in both chords. Sometimes notes do appear in other chords, but they have different number values. So in the key of F, of course F is 1. In the key of B flat, the F becomes a 5. This is called note value awareness. It's very, very important philosophy for later on in improvising and whatnot, fancy chords. So you're going to get used to playing with 2 hands. You can play this anyway. You play it all the way down here, up here, doesn't matter. And whenever you're ready, try and count to 4. Try and do 4 beats for each one to make it a bit more musical. 3, 4, and then anywhere, go up to that B flat chord. For 4 notes, back to F. And just see if you can move it around the piano like this. So my eyes are kind of scanning quickly over the keys, but because I know the F scale, and I know 1, 3, 5 is F, A, and C, and I see the B flat scale instantly all over the piano, and I see B flat, D, and F, I can play that quickly anywhere. So just get used to, first of all, jumping from 1 to 5, anywhere. Here I've got a B flat in the bass, and F in the bass. So just casually, it sounds somewhat musical. Many of the sort of rock music from the 80s, like Elton John, Queen, they would play these kind of major triads like this between 1 and 4. A lot of songs are based on that 1, 4, 5. You get some other numbers as well, but basically 1, 4, 5. So get used to doing that. And then the 5th, of course, is the C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know the C major scale. You know the 1, 3, 5, C, E, and G. So you'll put those together. I'll do it for 2 beats each time. So it just sounds nice. Go back down to 5. Back to 4. So you can move it around. Back to 1 again. Stay on it a bit longer. Back to 4. Back to 1. That's 5. 4, 5, 1. So you can just move it around and get some interesting sounds. Now, do all of that, but with minors. F minor, B flat minor, C minor, F minor. So I'll do it a bit more quickly, just 2 beats each one. To 4, 5, go back to 4. To 1 again. And then you can of course mix and match major minor triads as you wish. That is it for this. nice, healthy 5 minutes. See you in part 6. Good luck. All the best. Bye for now.